You, the cast and director of Dhoom 3. I would now like to introduce Amir Khan, Abhishek Bachchan, Katrina Kaif of the movie, Mr. Vijay Krishna Acharya, also popularly known as Victor. The film is produced by Mr. Aditya Chopra, and this movie is releasing on 20th of December in 2 languages apart from Hindi.
Dhoom, I think Adi and I, we were very sure that we should want to make a film which we would have gone and made in any case, whether or not it was part of the Dhoom franchise. And once we had this story, which we were very, very keen to make and very passionate about, we thought it would be a very good fit for the Dhoom series and would take the series forward. So like you said, though ideally I'd like to think that there is no real template or formula for a film. Each film should be different. But yes, Abhishek and Uday, Jay and Ali, they are the running characters. And they are the pursuers for the anti-hero. But more than that, I hope that we haven't fallen into a template trap. But we will give everything that Dhoom is known for. At the same time, we hope to bring you something a little more than whatever we've brought previously.
Sir, I don't think I've done a film like Dhoom ever in my career, and it was most exciting. Please sit, please sit. I really loved the script. When Victor narrated the script to me, I was really bowled over. And I just fell in love with it right away. And I remember my brother and I were both listening to it together. He helps me in my selection of scripts. Both of us really loved it, and I was also, like Victor said, I was taken aback a little because like all of us, we have a certain idea of what Dhoom is, you know, and it lived up to all of those expectations, but it still surprised me. And so I just loved it. I also realized that the character that was being offered to me was a character which would probably be the toughest role I've played in my career. Again, something I had not expected in a Dhoom franchise, which is known for being, very fun and entertaining kind of a film with a lot of action and all of that. I didn't expect such challenging performance demands on me. And I also loved both the characters of Ali and Jay when I heard the script. I've been in love with them since I watched Dhoom 1. Unfortunately, Dhoom 2 I missed out. And so, again, in Dhoom 3, when I heard the script, I really, really loved both the characters. So, it was a no-brainer for me to do the film. And I just loved it. Even if it had not been part of the Dhoom franchise, just as a film standalone, as Victor was saying, it's still a great script. And the fact that it's part of the Dhoom franchise is even better.
Hello.
Well, everything was challenging for me in the role. The physicality was indeed challenging. I'm playing a gymnast, so I had to look a particular way. And then circus stuff, I had to learn circus, I had to learn a lot of stunts and action in the film. So to train for that, and also I had to learn tap dancing. So I got to learn a lot of new things because of the film. So yeah, it was physically very challenging also, but I think even as a performer, it's been my most challenging role so far.
Sir, इसमें कई एक स्टंट्स है, एक इधर सर।
हाँ।
इसमें कई बेशुमार स्टंट्स है। इसमें कितने आपने किए हैं और कितने आपके बॉडी डबल ने किए हैं?
कोशिश मेरी हर फिल्म में रहती है कि मैं ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा खुद करूं, मज़ा भी आता है, लेकिन कुछ स्टंट्स ऐसे होते हैं जो हम नहीं कर पाते, जिसके लिए एक्सपर्ट्स की ज़रूरत पड़ती है। वो लोग जो इसी काम में फुल्ली ट्रेंड हैं वही कर पाते हैं। तो आई थिंक 80% मैंने खुद किया है और करीब 20% जो बहुत डिफ़िकल्ट स्टंट्स थे वो बॉडी डबल ने किया।
आपने यशराज की फिल्म फना में भी नेगेटिव रोल किया था, फिर इसमें भी किया है, तो उस किरदार से इस किरदार में क्या फ़र्क है?
दोनों में फ़र्क ये है कि फना में जो किरदार था वो बहुत ही मतलब एक तरह से काफ़ी नेगेटिव था। वो टेररिस्ट का रोल था, वो लोगों की जान लेता था। इसमें जो रोल है वो उस किस्म का नेगेटिव नहीं है, किसी की जान नहीं लेता ये, और इसके कुछ जज्बाती वजह हैं जिसकी वजह से ये जो कर रहा है। तो मुझे उम्मीद है कि, बल्कि हम सबको उम्मीद है कि आप सबकी जज्बात जो हैं जब आप फिल्म देखेंगे वो साहिर के साथ भी होंगे।
सर, जैसे कहा जाता है कि आप हर फिल्म में दखल अंदाजी करते हैं, इस फिल्म में कुछ
नहीं, वो बहुत गलत कहा जाता है मेरे बारे में, सही नहीं है वो। तो मैंने आज तक कभी दखल अंदाजी नहीं की और आइंदा भी नहीं करूँगा।
सबसे पहले तो अगर देखें तो इस फिल्म के जो डायरेक्टर हैं वो विक्टर हैं। पिछले 2 में संजय गढ़वी थे, इस बार आमिर और कटरीना हैं हमारे साथ। देखिए, धूम 1 और धूम 2 बनाने के बाद हम सबको ये लग रहा था कि जब धूम 3 बनाया जाए तो इसे और बेहतर फिल्म कैसे बनाया जाए, क्योंकि हमारा मानना था कि धूम 2 धूम 1 से ज़्यादा बेहतर था। अभी धूम 3 को इससे और बड़ा और बेहतर कैसे बनाएं। तो जैसे कि आमिर ने भी अभी कहा, इस फिल्म में थोड़े और ज़्यादा जज्बात हैं जो धूम सीरीज़ में ज़्यादा होते नहीं हैं। फिल्म और बड़ी है और एक लार्जर पैमाने पे बनाई गई है। जब आप फिल्म देखेंगे तो आपको समझ में भी आ जाएगा कि इसमें और कितने और अंतर भी हैं, लेकिन वो अभी आपको बता दें तो फिर आप फिल्म में मज़े नहीं ले पाएंगे। लेकिन ये मेरा मानना है कि सबसे अलग धूम है, धूम 1 और धूम 2 से ये सबसे अलग है।
My reference points were shows that I have seen earlier. Cirque du Soleil is a very famous company which does circus. I've seen a number of their shows. And you're right, in India, हिंदुस्तान में जब आमतौर पे हम सर्कस देखते हैं तो जानवरों का इस्तेमाल ज़्यादा होता है। अब पता नहीं वो शायद बदल चुका है, लेकिन एक वक्त था जब जानवरों का ज़्यादा इस्तेमाल किया जाता था सर्कस में। लेकिन दुनिया भर में जो सर्कस फेमस है, जिस किस्म का सर्कस फेमस है, उसमें अब जानवरों का इस्तेमाल बिल्कुल नहीं होता। वो ज़्यादातर करतब दिखाते हैं, इंसान ही करतब दिखाते हैं, और वो ऐसे करतब दिखाते हैं जो हमको लगता है कि यार ये हो कैसे सकता है। तो जो आज के डेट में जिस किस्म का सर्कस, जो सर्कस के एक्ट्स हैं, जैसे स्ट्रैप है या सिल्क है या हुप है, टम्बलिंग है, ये सारी चीज़ों को हमने दिखाया है फिल्म के अंदर, जो वर्ल्ड ओवर में जो बेस्ट एक्ट्स हैं। और बल्कि इस सीक्वेंस को शूट करने के लिए दुनिया भर से जो टॉप सर्कस आर्टिस्ट हैं वो बुलाए गए थे, और उनके साथ कटरीना और मैंने ट्रेन भी किया, और काफ़ी चीज़ें सर्कस में हमने खुद किया जो ख़तरे से खाली नहीं थी। करीबन 30-40 फुट के ऊंचाई पे हम लोग थे जब हम ये करतब कर रहे थे, और सेफ्टी नेट की कोई गुंजाइश नहीं थी उस वक्त। और चूंकि फिल्म का आखिरी गाना था तो विक्टर को भी कुछ खास पड़ी नहीं थी। नहीं, मजाक कर रहा हूँ। लेकिन वो जो सर्कस के जो ट्रेनर्स आए थे उन्होंने हमें इस तरह से ट्रेन किया था, और जब तक उनको तसल्ली नहीं हुई कि वो हमें वाकई उस ऊंचाई तक भेज सकते हैं, तब तक वो हमें कभी नहीं भेजते। तो सेफ्टी का पूरा ध्यान दिया उन्होंने भी, और हमने भी बड़ी मेहनत की। फाइंड एवरी रोल डिफिकल्ट, बट आई ऑल्सो एंजॉय व्हाट आई डू, सो द डिफिकल्टी डजंट throw me off. It just is something that I enjoy doing, and it's fun for me. So the more difficult it is, the more fun it is.
But what difficult stunts or scenes you had to go through?
Well, as I said earlier, I mean, there were two kinds of difficulties, broadly speaking. One, of course, was the physical challenges, which included tap dance, circus, and stunts. And then there was the challenge of the performance, which I would like you to experience without me telling you about it.
Anything you want to tell me, Amrit?
Well, I'll just brief you. I'll just brief you what happened. I think Karan asked Kiran that what would your reaction be if you woke up as? So one of the options.
Sure, that's why.
One of the options, I think she said was something. I'll wake up as Katrina or something.
Can I say?
Yeah. What
Okay,
is it?
so Karan asked Kiran, what would you feel, what would be your reaction if you wake up as Katrina?
With me before the release of the film. I think he's trying to keep me happy. You had to be a little careful there. That's a tricky one.
And any difficult stunts you had to do in the movie? Or
All the stuff that I've done, she's done. So the difficulty that she had to face was as much as mine.
Yeah, I think the second promo of Malang. So hopefully when you see the full song and everything that we've shot in the film, I think then you'll really be able to fully, hopefully appreciate everything that has gone into the song. I mean, it was a huge spectacle that they had the set put up 20 days before the song As Amir said, circus performers from all over the world rehearsing all together for everything you see. The straps where you're spinning in the air, what you see on the hoop. It looks, okay, but trust me, it's very, very difficult. And as Amir said, everything in that song was done without a harness or a safety net. So yeah, there's a lot of work gone behind it, and I just hope people appreciate it. I hope the work is visible to see.
अली खान के साथ कबीर खान की फिल्म कर रहे हैं आमिर जी के साथ काम करने का एक्सपीरियंस कैसा रहा
With Amir, you get to learn one thing which you'll never get to learn from anyone else. That is how to play chess. So that was my main learning from Amir Khan in this film, was how to play chess. We played many games together. He unfortunately has beaten me every time, but I'm working on.
चक्कर ये है कि मैं शतरंज सिर्फ बोर्ड पे खेलता हूँ, वो रियल लाइफ में खेलती हैं।
नहीं, सेट पे भी आप लोग चेस ही खेला करते थे ना?
हाँ, जब भी वक्त मिलता था हम चेस खेलते थे। हाँ,
बीच
बीच में थोड़ी बहुत एक्टिंग भी कर लेते थे।
When we got
लेकिन
time,
मैं
we would
शतरंज
sit.
सिर्फ बोर्ड पे खेलता हूँ, और कटरीना जी तो माशाल्लाह रियल लाइफ में खेलती हैं।
सर विजय आचार्य जी, आपने गाने जितने भी रिलीज किए सिर्फ टाइटल सॉन्ग को छोड़ के कोई भी मुकम्मल गाना, कंप्लीट सॉन्ग रिलीज नहीं किया, इसकी वजह क्या है?
जी देखिए, हमें फिल्म बनाते वक्त जो हमारा जो सोचना था वो ये कि इस फिल्म में गाने ऐसे हैं जो हम चाहते हैं कि आप उसको थिएटर में देखें, आप उसको बड़े पर्दे पर देखें। और एक ज़माना ऐसा था जब ऑडियंस थिएटर में जाकर ही पिक्चर को डिस्कवर करती थी और गाने भी डिस्कवर करती थी। आज की तारीख में हम गाने ऑडियंस के ऊपर ऐसे फेंक देते हैं जैसे उनको पसंद हो या ना, हम उनके ऊपर थोप रहे हैं। तो हम सिर्फ आपको एक गाने की शक्ल दिखाना चाहते थे कि हमने बड़ी मेहनत से और बहुत ह्यूमिलिटी से हमने ऐसा कुछ बनाया है जो हम चाहते हैं कि आप इसको थिएटर में देखें। और अब तो सिर्फ 3 दिन बाकी हैं, तो मेरे ख्याल से आपको उसमें तकलीफ होनी भी नहीं चाहिए।
विक्टर जी,
देश में और इंटरनेशनली दिखा दूंगा, सिर्फ 2 दिन की बात।
Victor ji, is it your original script or did you inspired from any other? Here. Here. Is it your original script or I mean some of your trailers resembles Now You See Me, something like that?
Yeah, I think I haven't seen Now You See Me yet, but I think there is a shot in which money is falling off a building, and that's there in Now You See Me. The only thing I can say, I know that film people are, and especially in India, are fairly infamous, and the whole word inspired is very loaded. So what I would say is I wrote the script in 2010. I started filming it in 2012, and so I'd like to think it is original, but I think any work of art is kind of cross-referential.
No,
but I've not taken it from Now You See Me as a direct answer.
No,
or from any other film.
No, I have seen Now You See Me. There is no similarity.
Hi, my question is to all of you guys. Since Abhishek and Uday have been there since Dhoom 1.
Nice and refreshing thing about Jay and Ali is that they never change. They're a constant in all the three. There's an involvement in the franchise. The franchise grows, changes, becomes bigger. What's constant is Jay and Ali always remain the same. Their camaraderie, their banter, their relationship is the same. I think Ali in the last 2 has finally been promoted as well. So that's what I like about Jay and Ali, is they don't change, they're exactly the same. Do I become a dad? Father. Yes, because in Dhoom 2, Sweetie is pregnant. It's been 7 years since Dhoom 2, so I presume I have a 7-year-old kid. We have no idea where that child is, or where my wife is either. We've not had any reference to her in this film, which is a point I will take up with Victor here on my left a bit later. But yeah, I presume the child is there. But like I said, generally don't really change. And if you ask us, I think every minute shooting the film, the great thing about Dhoom is whether you're on set or you're off set, it's always a lot of fun. The work that you do is a lot of fun. Like Amir said, you get to do some great stunts, you get to do some great work, you get to do things that you possibly wouldn't get the opportunity to do in your everyday life. It's a fun film. Dhoom is about an attitude, it's about fun, it's about being daring. And offset as well, when you have great co-stars like Uday and I did on this film, you have a lot of fun as well. That's obviously when they have time off from playing chess with each other. Then yeah, they used to spend time with us and we had a lot of fun.
Just taking off from that, Abhishek, I wanted to ask you, you've been, like you said, you've been constant in the 3 movies, and all the time, like Amir said, the anti-hero has created more excitement in Dhoom movies. So what makes you come back to this movie when more or less your character is overshadowed by the anti-hero?
Can I just interrupt? Yeah, I didn't say that the anti-hero is more interesting.
Anti-hero as in the word I just took the word from you.
Yeah, no, but I just want to clarify that when I saw Dhoom 1, I just loved Jay and Ali. And I don't think that I found them any less interesting than John. I think John did it very well as well. But for me, the heroes were Jay and Ali.
But whoever plays the anti-hero is the one that creates more excitement.
Absolutely,
for
and that's
fans.
the way it should be. If they didn't, you wouldn't see the movie. It wouldn't be a challenge for you. To give you a very good example, it's very important that the anti-hero does create that kind of excitement, because that gives you a challenge to fulfill. It gives you an obstacle which you need to surmount. If I may draw parallels to other very popular franchises, the villain in James Bond is always bigger and more evil and a tougher opponent. It needs to be, because if it's not, and if it's going to be very easy for Jay and Ali to catch the bad guy, you're not going to have an interesting film. The anti-hero has to be somebody who you feel is not going to get caught. You have to believe that here is somebody who's going to be very difficult to catch. So it is imperative for the brand and for the franchise that the anti-hero is always going to create more excitement, because if it doesn't, then how will the good guys catch him? And they only look better when they do end up catching them. So it's very important. Tomorrow, if we took an absolute nobody in that role and made that role a very simple, average bad guy who's a chain snatcher, and I'd catch him in the first scene, there would be no film, it'd be no fun. So that's the mold of the film. And in terms of being overshadowed, you know, I don't think, at least I can speak for myself, I don't think like that. I don't choose a film based on what am I going to gain from it. The only thing I'm interested in is it a fun script? Is it going to be something that's worth my while? And most importantly, is it going to translate into a great film? If every actor purely picked scripts on selfish reasons, I think we'd all be making terrible films. And I definitely don't feel that's the way to be choosing scripts. And I do Dhoom because I'm emotional about Dhoom, most importantly. I've always said this, Dhoom 1 was my first ever hit. Dhoom 1 turned my career around. Dhoom 1 is a milestone in my acting career, and things for me, you know, I never look back after that. So it's a very emotional decision for me. Working with Uday is an emotional decision with me. Coming back to Dhoom, which I give a lot of responsibility for making me the actor that I am today, is an emotional decision. Coupled with, it's a great fun film, and who would not want to make a film with Amir, right? Yeah.
Following on that, on your left.
Then there is no stress. Then I think what I'm inevitably more worried about is their dynamics in front of the camera and how the work is going on. Nobody that I have ever worked with and everybody to my left or right, they are a dream to work with, and there has not been any issue of me trying to make sure that this is all right between the two of them. if I understood your question correctly.
And Uday, you.
What?
Yeah.
When did you announce that?
You never said that?
I said that on the last press conference as well.
You're not paying attention.
You're not going to act after this?
I mean, I said that I'll act if there's a Dhoom 4.
Ah.
I'll come back for that. Yeah.
I mean,
As a career, I no longer consider myself an actor. I'm pursuing another career, and that's the reason why I said that this will be my swan song.
so, but if there's going to be another Dhoom, then will
Definitely.
you be
I mean, if there is another Dhoom and they would like to still cast me as Ali, I would more than willingly come back and make time to do that for sure.
And just last question. You said the action stunts were very challenging, perhaps some of the most challenging scenes that you've done in your career for all of y'all. How many times did your life flash in front of you?
Well, I can definitely answer that because there was a point in this film where my life did flash in front of me, and I was doing a silly little stunt which I shouldn't have, and I fell off the bike, broke my foot, and for the rest of the month my foot was in a kind of a cast. So when you see the movie and most of them are mid-shots, it's because my foot's in a cast.
Is that why you said this is going to be a swan song?
Yeah, that's right. Pardon me?
Is that why you said this is going to be a swan song? You don't
No,
wanna go
no,
for
I
it?
had decided that long before I even started Dhoom 3. Yeah.
What about the rest of you?
Yeah, well, I think for me as well, there have been some moments. I didn't get this kind of an injury as Uday did. But there were a number of moments when I felt nervous about what I was doing. Yeah.
Katrina?
Excuse me, just want to say
Oh, yeah, I
my
was-
question
yeah, okay,
remains unanswered. It was to all of you guys.
Yeah.
Like,
Your
the
question
best
was,
moment
just can you
on
repeat the
set.
question?
Like the best moment on the sets for all of you guys, behind the scenes action.
So, Katrina, your turn.
Best moment on the set would be actually it's already there for you to see. There's one shot towards the end of the Malang promo where Amir and me are spinning from straps and spinning very fast. When you see it on the big screen, you'll see the full like the height and you know the dynamics of it. But that shot was exhilarating. I can't express to you the joy of the speed and getting that shot right without a harness, without support. And it became a little bit of a competition also between me and Amir because it was pretty difficult to do. So all the, the circus performers were saying, try, but it's hard because your whole body weight is on one arm. So I did it finally after trying for a long time and I got the shot really well. I came down, I was so happy. And I calmly left the set, convinced Amir's not going to be able to do it. So I leave the set, Amir goes, acha, he's looking at it, trying to figure it out. When I come back, Amir's sitting very quietly. He says, come, I want to show you something. So he shows me the monitor of his shot. Of course, he spun much faster than me and much better. So that was the worst moment for me in the film and the best moment. But no, it's fun. Good, healthy competition we had going in the song.
Amirji, I'm Suresh from...
For me, I don't think there's any one particular moment. Honestly, this was a film which I have to pick one. No, it's not. But for me, actually, yeah, I'll tell you. Working with Jackie sir, Jackie Shroff, I've seen his films when I was in school, and my first day with him was a very emotional sort of an experience for me because I was directing him, and he was fantastic to work with. So in a strange way, for me. This boy from Kanpur who saw Jackie Shroff's film in 1982, whenever it came out, and then finally in my film I was talking to him as a director. That felt very nice. It felt very nice directing them also, occasionally.
Okay, we don't need the charity compliment.
And off the sets there were many, but I don't think I can really talk to you about that. We had many parties which ended up very early for morning shift, so that I don't think there's. But yeah, it was a nice. It was very hard work, and it was very challenging work. Sometimes I find it little off to say, "Oh, we had so much fun." I think the audience should come in and have fun. Our job is to make a film and make it with all seriousness, which I think we did. We occasionally stole some fun in between, and sometimes. So, does that convincingly answer you?
That I remember with. I think one of my best moments was when I actually began shooting for the film, and the first schedule was about 2 or 3 weeks, and it was probably the most demanding schedule for me as an actor. And working with Victor, that entire process of working with Victor was something that I really enjoyed. So that was a special moment for me, and the way he directed me and the way he helped me in my performance. The other moment I remember is when I started working with both Abhishek and Uday, and I found them to be such fun and easygoing guys. So this was offset when I spent time with both Abhishek and Uday, and I've known of them just through their work and met them a few times before this. But when I interacted with them, I just felt that I'm really so pleased to be working with two co-actors who are such good human beings, and I really remember liking them a lot and really feeling really good about them. The other good moment for me was there's a boy who does my child part of the film, and when I watched him rehearse, that was a great moment for me because there's something that in my character which I wanted to work on, as you know, and I told Victor, I said, Victor, the child that you selected, why don't you bring him over to my house and we can rehearse with him so he can see how I'm performing it, and then he can do that same way as a child. So Victor brought him home, and Victor said, why don't you read the scene for Amir, what we have rehearsed. When I saw him reading the scene and performing it, my jaw dropped. He was so good that in my head, you know, Abhishek, I was thinking I'll tell him that, you know, this is how you should do it, or this is how I'm doing it, and you should try and, you know, do what I'm doing. But the moment I saw him, I realized that it has to be the opposite now. I have to do what he's doing because he's so good that I'm going to just, if I can just get close to that, it'll be great. So that was a great moment for me, you know, when I watched him do the scene. And then I think my most special moment has been when I watched the film for the first time. When the film was finally complete and we saw the film, I really felt that what we had set out to, we've made. So that was a special, very moving and emotional moment for me. I haven't said anything about Katrina.
I was waiting for the minute you finished. It was in my head. I was waiting for the second you said, that's it.
No.
I was going to start.
Working with Katrina has been really special. And I'm not saying it just as a joke. I think I worked with so many actors, but I can say this really confidently that there are two actors who I've observed. One I've not worked with yet, and one I've worked with, that's Katrina. And these two experiences have just blown my mind about how hard a person can work on your role. The other actor is Mr. Bachchan. I was shooting for...
You worked with me, Amir?
No. I was shooting for Qayamat Se Qayamat. It was very early in my career. My film had not released. And in Film City, I was shooting and I had finished the shooting and I was in the makeup room. And there was some shooting happening outside in the corridor. And I could hear the shot being set up and I could hear the actors rehearsing. Actor means there was only one actor whose voice was coming again and again. And there was a long piece of dialogue which this actor was repeating. So I heard it once, I heard it twice, I heard it thrice. And it just went on and on, Abhishek. And this actor rehearsed it for some 50, 60 times. It became so much that I got up and I told my friends who were sitting with me, Nuzrat and Zuchi, I said, who's this actor who's rehearsing this so many times, yeah? I had to see. So I opened the door and I looked out and I saw Mr. Bachchan. I got a heart attack. I said, my God, look at him. Just see how he's working. You know, he's the top star of the country and how he's working towards this. So then I sat and I watched him work. And the other person I've seen apply themselves so single-mindedly is Katrina. I was just amazed at the way she's worked on the songs, and I was really taken aback. I was shooting a song which she's dancing, and I had to only sit and watch while she's dancing. And it was a really difficult song, and she's been rehearsing for it for a month. We finished shooting every day at 10 o'clock. I go up to do my tap rehearsals, and I've been sitting on a chair all day. She's been dancing all day. And she comes in and rehearses for 2 hours after that, for the next day's shots. So I've yet to see that kind of dedication.
Of shoot, simply because by then I had already decided that this would probably be my last movie. So just coming on set and seeing everybody and telling myself that this is probably the last time that this is going to happen, that the roads are closed down and everybody is hanging on your every word, you know, trying to think what would look best on you and what dialogue suits you the most and how you're looking on that in that frame. Everybody's focus is on you, and I thought that's a great privilege. And for me, that was like my finest moment, that, oh wow, I'm back here playing one of the most loved characters that I've played, you know, at least in my short career. And it might be my last, but it was a great moment for me. Venture, which will come out in February, and this is our way of speaking in your language for the first time. You will see the trailer of this movie with Dhoom. It's called Aha Kalyanam. It stars Nani in it, and it's coming out in February. So watch out for the trailers coming.
हम यहाँ ख़ास इसलिए आना चाह रहे थे क्योंकि ये मेरी पहली फिल्म है. I don't know, Abhishek, whether you had a film dubbed in Telugu before this? Yeah. You have. तो ये मेरी पहली फिल्म है जो हम तेलुगु में डब कर रहे हैं. तमिल में भी डब हो रही है, तेलुगु में भी डब हो रही है. तो आमतौर पे हम इसका मेरी जो फिल्में यहाँ लगती हैं वो हिंदी में लगती हैं. तो ये फिल्म पहली फिल्म है जो तेलुगु में भी डब हो रही है. और मेरे लिए ख़ास लम्हा है क्योंकि पहली दफ़ा आंध्र प्रदेश के लोग जो शायद जिन्होंने मेरी कोई भी फिल्म नहीं देखी हो क्योंकि वो हिंदी नहीं समझते या हिंदी फिल्में नहीं देखते, तो उनके लिए ये मेरी पहली फिल्म होगी. और मैं एक न्यूकमर के हैसियत से उनके सामने आऊँगा एज एन एक्टर. तो मुझे बड़ी एक्साइटमेंट है उसके बारे में कि वो लोग जिन्होंने शायद मेरी कोई फिल्म नहीं देखी वो पहली बार मेरी फिल्म देखेंगे. एंड आई एम वेरी एक्साइटेड अबाउट दैट. मुझे बड़ा इंतज़ार है उनका क्या रिएक्शन रहेगा. बट नो, आई एम नॉट लुकिंग एट नंबर्स. आई एम नॉट इंटरेस्टेड इन नंबर्स. आई जस्ट वॉन्ट दैट ऑडियंस शुड लव द फिल्म. और कई मुद्दे हैं जिन पे फॉलोअप बहुत कमाल का हुआ है. आपको याद करने में जो लोगों को तकलीफ है शराब से, तो उनके सबसे बड़े कैंपेन में ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा वो लोग 8-10 हज़ार लोगों को बटोर पाए हैं. हमने ये शो किया और हमने शो पे उनके संस्था का नंबर फ्लैश किया था और 4.5 लाख मेंबर्स उनके नए बने. तो वो वर्ल्ड ओवर वो लोग भी उनकी जो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है वर्ल्ड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, तो वो भी बहुत ही सरप्राइज हुए कि ये हिंदुस्तान में ऐसा क्या हुआ कि सडनली आपकी मेंबरशिप जो है वो इतनी ज़्यादा बढ़ गई है. तो मुझे लगता है कि जब एक आदमी जो शराबियत की लत में फंसा हुआ है वो सिर्फ अपनी ज़िंदगी बर्बाद नहीं करता, वो पूरे परिवार की ज़िंदगी बर्बाद हो जाती है, बच्चों की, बीवी की. तो जब एक आदमी उस चुंगल से निकलता है तो 10 लोग जो है उनकी ज़िंदगी बेहतर हो जाती है. तो मुझे लगता है या अगर हम बात करें फीमेल फीटिसाइड की, वहाँ पे हम लोग सीएम साहब से मिलने गए थे और एक फास्ट ट्रैक कोर्ट का हम गुजारिश की थी. तो 2 दिन में उन्होंने वो कोर्ट की अनाउंसमेंट कर दी. 6 महीने में वो कोर्ट चालू भी हो गया और 1 साल के अंदर मेरे ख्याल है 30 से ज़्यादा कन्विक्शंस हो चुके हैं. तो ये बहुत बड़ी बात है. मेरे हिसाब से अभी मैं लंबा और जवाब दे सकता हूँ क्योंकि मेरे पास पूरी नॉलेज है क्या क्या हुआ है उसके बाद, लेकिन ये सही प्लेटफॉर्म नहीं होगा उसके बारे में बात कर. लेकिन मैं आपको यकीन दिलाता हूँ कि बहुत गहरा असर हुआ है ज़मीनी स्तर पे हर इशू में. जी हाँ, हम लोग सीज़न 2 शुरू कर रहे हैं और इस वक्त उसकी तैयारी चल रही, रिसर्च चल रही है और बहुत जल्द सीज़न 2 आने वाला है. एक्चुअली मैं इसका जो श्रेय है वो अम्मी अब्बाजान को जाना चाहिए. उससे जो मुझे जीन्स मिली हैं वो ये तो पैदाइशी चीज़ होती है, ऊपर वाले की देन होती है, इसमें मेरा कोई हाथ नहीं है. बल्कि मैं कुछ खास केयरफुल नहीं हूँ और अपनी पूरी ज़िंदगी में मैं खास केयरफुल नहीं रहा हूँ. लेकिन एक चीज़ पिछले 5, 6, 7 सालों में मैंने जिस पे ध्यान दिया है वो मेरा डाइट. मैं बहुत ही स्ट्रिक्ट हूँ अपने डाइट के बारे में. आमतौर पे इस वक्त बिल्कुल नहीं हूँ क्योंकि मैं इतना नर्वस और स्ट्रेस्ड हूँ Dhoom3 के बारे में कि मैंने सब डाइट वाइट सब छोड़ दिया है, वर्कआउट भी बंद है. लेकिन आमतौर पे मैं बड़ा स्ट्रिक्ट रहता हूँ अपने डाइट के बारे में, उससे मुझे बड़ा फ़ायदा हुआ है. और इसके अलावा मैं पानी बहुत पीता हूँ जो मैं पहले नहीं करता था. करीबन 3 या 4 लीटर दिन में पानी पीता हूँ मैं.
This film is not shot on IMAX because the IMAX camera is a film camera and I've shot the film on a digital camera. But we have, it's going to be the first film because they have a proprietary technology by which they take our film and they make it into the IMAX format. We shot it on the Alexa studio.